Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. The Rolex Certified Pre-Owned program, the CPO program, we haven't talked about that in a while. What's going on with it? Well, apparently prices are exploding, all right? First, let's look at one example, and this comes by way of Tim Remington. Thank you, Tim, for sending this to me. It's a P serial 16610. That's a date sub from the year 2000, and this is for sale in Japan. And it came from Bucherer, which is in Switzerland, and they've implemented the pre-owned program. Now, the price on this is 1,782,000 Japanese yen. That is really high. That comes out to 13,000 USD. Now, just to get a sense of more normal prices, the most expensive P serial from the year 2000 that I could find was 1.5 million yen, which comes out to 11,000 USD. So this is 2,000 USD more expensive than the most expensive P serial. Now, to get an even better sense of how expensive this is, when you take all of the 16610s, aside from the Kermit, the most expensive on Rakuten is 1,880,000 Japanese yen, and that's 13,780 USD, and that's the most expensive. It's probably almost brand new box papers. So this is about 780 USD cheaper, and it seems to be all because of that CPO packaging. All right, so let's pull back and look at the broader picture, because this is just one example, and you might say, well, this is just an exception, but I've got good data for you, and it comes by way of Danny. Thank you for sending me this. This comes from a Morgan Stanley report, and it's very dense. I haven't read all the way through it, but when it comes to the CPO program, prices are certainly rising. In December of 2022, last year, CPO pieces were going for 13% more than other gray market pre-owned pieces. But in 2023, this year, they've risen to 43% more than their non-CPO gray market counterparts. That's huge, 43%. And certain collections are going for 50% more. And those are probably the Steel Sports, really desirable models. But think about that. Now, looking at this P serial, it's clearly more expensive because of the CPO packaging. Are they going to be able to find somebody that wants to pay that extra just for that packaging? I would be surprised, but it begs the question, once a CPO certified piece, always a CPO certified piece? A lot of people are going to think so, but probably you shouldn't think like that, because we don't know what's happened to this piece between the time it was sold in Switzerland to now. Now, I think everything's legit and fine with it, but look, parts could have been replaced, and the whole point of the CPO program is the assurance. And just because this pawn shop has the, documents and the packaging for the CPO program doesn't mean this is really certified anymore, because, something could have happened to it. And, again, I don't think so, but 10 years down the road, this CPO packaging could follow this piece, and it could have changed hands 5 times, and a lot of nefarious and hinky things could have happened to the piece. But that CPO packaging is going to give a buyer perhaps a false sense of security. And so my whole point is that I don't think the CPO program or the packaging means much unless you're the person buying it directly from Bucherer and paying the premium for that assurance, that direct connection between Rolex and you, and no middle people in between. Now, this is a staggering price increase because, again, December of last year, they were 13% more expensive, these CPO pieces. And here we are in February. It's just been 3 months, and they're at 43% over other gray market pieces. That's an increase of 30%, and prices probably wouldn't be increasing if people weren't buying them. So I guess there is a market for these, and it kind of makes sense, because when I got into watches. I knew I wanted to go pre-owned, but it was scary, and it's a lot less scary of a proposition, but man, you're really paying for it. 50% increase in price for that assurance. But again, if you've got the money and you just want to make sure you've got a tight piece, then I guess it's worth it for some people. Anyway, what do you think about this? Kind of interesting. I don't think the CPO program is really competing in the gray market that I shop at. I mean, I'm a bargain buyer, and I feel like I have the knowledge level to go for the deals. But again, a lot of people don't, and I guess that's why they're paying 50% more to buy from Booker. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And if it does wiggle, you got the 3185 movement. All right. All right. The shop staff wouldn't let me touch the crown, but he did it himself. Jump in that hour hand. What do we see? Well, I see a wiggling 24-hour hand. What does that mean? This is not a 3186 movement watch. This has the 3185 movement. So this is why you have to be very careful doing your pre-ceramic Rolex shopping, because